Hello, these are my first bees. I am terrified. Very terrified. But I'm going to try and remain calm and relaxed because evidently the bees respond well to that. So I've taken a class on beekeeping and I have watched 1,000,001 YouTube videos. This is I'm going to do this exactly how my instructor from the Snohomish Bee Company, Corey, how he told us to install our packages of bees. So this is a package of bees. One of the things that's kind of been fun to watch is you slide around on this side because I don't know if you can see the bees here have really dark thoraxes. This bee here is actually, that is from a different hive. That is not one of mine. But it sees all these other bees and it's like, what's the hullabaloo? What's all this about? And so it's coming over to check us out and see what's going on. Anyways, if I knew bees more, then I would know more about that. I believe that is an Italian, and these are carnies or carnivolians. I'm mispronouncing that, but carnies is the nickname. So real quickly, what we're going to do, we're going to pry up this can. This is sugar water, and which they've been feeding on for since they've been put in the box. This little tab here, this will slide out and up, and that is the queen cage. So there's a queen inside that little cage, which you'll see in a minute, and I'll end up putting that in my pocket here, keep her nice and warm. This is what Corey recommends while I'm doing the rest of the installation. And Corey, watched him do this a bunch of times. And it looks very aggressive, but he said the bees actually recover very quickly, and you'll see there's a handful of bees that are already dead on the bottom. He said the way that he does this actually results in very little bee death, and it shakes them up a little bit, but they recover very quickly, and by doing this quickly and efficiently, that is the least traumatizing thing that we can actually do for the bees. So it'll look traumatizing, but it's not terrible. All right. So why don't you head over that way, get to a slightly safer distance. We're all in bee suits, by the way. So, all right. Okay, so what I have is I've got my brood box, and I've got 5 frames removed. And because what we're going to do is we're going to tap the box, and then we're going to pour the bees like we're pouring something out of a bucket. And then we'll shake it around, trying to get the rest of them out. And then we'll leave the rest of the box here in the front so they can migrate in. And then I'm going to put a feed box on top of that so they've got some sugar water to get started. So I'm mostly talking because I'm nervous about getting started. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to get started. All right, so frying up the sugar can a little bit until I can get my hand on it without letting the rest of the bees out. All right, then grab that in my right hand. That is my dominant hand. And then, he said, with a single firm tap, knock all the bees to the bottom. All right, nervous energy. Ready? 3, 2, 1. All right, and then pull that the rest of the way out. And I'm going to set that down here in the front. Hopefully not squish any bees in the meantime. And I'm going to grab my queen out right here. Notice that they're actually not all that freaked out. They're just kind of hanging out there. So need to brush the, oops, that stirred them up. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to take my brush here and I'm going to brush them off. I don't want the attendants in my pocket, but I do see my queen in there. I'm going to put her in my pocket right there, and then pour. And notice they're coming out and going down in there. Oops. I think I squished some bees. I tapped it again, and that did squish some bees. So, all right. I don't know if I'm going to get the rest of those out, so I'm just going to put this right here in front. Then I just realized I don't have a pair of pliers, so I may not be able to get the cork out just yet. I will see if I can do that real quickly. But then put this back in without squishing bees, hopefully. Okay. There's 10 frames all told, and I took 5 out. And I'm just kind of setting them down there real gently so that they don't, so the bees have plenty of time to get out of the way there at the bottom as the frames are coming in. Okay, all right. Now, take my queen. I swear she's in that pocket. There she is, and she is crawling around. She is a little bit agitated, I'll be honest. All right, so next thing I gotta do is I need to take, I'm gonna see if I can get this out with my tool here real quickly. That cork out. So there's a hard cork in here, made from actual cork. And I need to get that worked out, and I don't have my pliers on me, so I'm just working it out with my hive tool real quickly. And the idea is, when I pull that out, I'm going to keep her in there with my finger, and then I'll replace that with a stale marshmallow. Come on. Come on. Move away. Oh, there we go. All right. So here, if you can zoom in on this here, so I've got a marshmallow right there, and I'm going to put that in as the holder in place. And what that does is the other bees, the attendants, will free the queen, but it'll take them 3 to 5 days to do that. And so there is my queen. Isn't she a beaut? So I'm going to place her screen down just inside here. Okay, just like that. And move that over. And I will remove that in a few days. Or next inspection, which will be at about a week. Okay, so... but that way the attendants can feed her and so on and so forth. So there is that. Let's see if I can get that to stay a little bit better over there. All right. All right, I think that's going to stay. I hope that's going to stay. If not, I will end up killing a queen, and that's not a good thing. All right. Now, just want to make sure that these are about even in here. Okay, so next I've got a top, I've got an interior lid, and we'll put that on there so that they've got a interior and an exterior, sorry, a top and a bottom exit. So they've got an exit down there and an exit up here. This one's really restricted. And then I'm going to take sugar water, 1-to-1 sugar water thing, and I'm just going to put these in. So they've got plenty of food to get started, and they don't have to go very far. Man, there's still a lot of bees in that thing. Notice like the bees aren't even like all that crazy right now. I mean, they're swarming around, but they're not crazy. Okay, and then I've got a super, which is a shallower box. Later in their cycle, this will be used for honey and whatnot. But for right now, it is going to be used to protect the feed. And then we put our telescoping lid on top of that. And that one is installed. That one's ready to go. So now we should do the second one. I'm wondering if, like, I don't know enough about this to know, should I go ahead and install the other one right now? Or should I wait and let these guys settle for a few minutes first? I'm not waiting forever. So I think I'm going to go ahead and get started on the second one. Because I did 2 hives and, okay. Make sure I've got all my pieces in place. And I've got my tool here. Yeah, so this is going to be fun. We'll have to work on the queen the same way that we did on the previous one, where I kind of had to work it out carefully with the tool, but that's okay. All right, ready? Not sure I am, but we're going to do this again. Oh, I need to pry up my sugar water. Okay. Basically, once these get installed, my understanding is that you're supposed to leave them alone for about a week. Let them settle in, get used to the new digs before you come mess with them a whole bunch more. Okay, all right. So, all right. This one has a few bees hanging out on the outside of it. And these bees have been a little bit more agitated just all day. So I'm not sure how this one, this one's going to go any differently than the other one, but we will see. All right. Okay, let me see if I can grab it right like this. So one quick solid tap. Thinking through all the process again, just make sure I remember it all. All right. 1, 2, 3. Nope, there's a bee flying underneath it. I don't want to squish that bee. All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that was a cleaner tap. Only the sugar water is not coming out quite as cleanly. Why is that not coming out? That one is not coming out quite as cleanly. Okay, well, there we go. Okay, so that I'll just put up there for a moment, and I'm going to grab my queen, and I'm going to brush off the attendants real quickly. I don't want them in my pocket if I can help it. All right.
There's one more.
Oh, there's another one there. Come on. Off you go, little baby. Come on, pretty girl. I'd rather not squish you if I can help it. All right. So you go in there. Then you. That is quite something to watch. And this is when they're swarming the most. Then after I set this down earlier, they calm down pretty quickly, actually. And then trying to get the rest of them out there. All right, definitely on me. All right, I'm going to set this over here like that so that they can come inside the hive. Start replacing the frames. These guys are definitely more agitated than the last one. I can feel them buzzing around me a little bit more. I'm not sure if that's just the second one, so there's just more bees in general, or if this one was literally more agitated. Because this package just seemed more kind of agitated from the very beginning. Like they've been louder, they've kind of been messing around a little bit more. But it's okay. We will get there. All right. So that, oops, not mean for that to push in there quite as quickly. All right. I'm going to slide those off to the side a little bit so I have room for the queen here in a minute. And, yep, there she is. Nice and beautiful girl in there. So her job is going to be laid about 3,000 eggs a day, which is kind of an amazing number to me anyway. All right. Don't feel that fork. All right. Get that off. And now, let me grab this marshmallow. And we're gonna put that in there. Squish that on down in there. Okay. So we have a marshmallow plug in our bee cage, or queen cage. And our queen is in there and nice and agitated at the moment. So we're gonna, again, stick this in here, kind of like that. We'll just get it right below the fold. And turn that tab sideways. And not wild about how that tab goes. There we go. A little bit better. All right. Oh, yeah, okay. All right. So now, I'm going to kind of move these over here to the middle a little bit so that they're kind of equal distance on all sides. All right. Something like that. And then, okay. Now we have our top. You can see the opening right there. We're just going to stick that on there just like that. All right, and then heater. Oh yeah, you've got some friends on you. All right. Yeah, one of the things we'll have to do when we get clear of all this is make sure that we don't have any extra friends as we go back into the house. Especially me with this big open pocket. All right. Put a lot of sugar water in there. And that sugar water will hopefully give them what they need to get started. Now, there are more bees in those than when Corey did his. But I don't know exactly what to do about that. A moment. Is that... Yeah, there's still some holes in there. All right. Just gonna leave that there. And then you, pretty girls. All right. Now I don't want any bees in here right now because I'm about to seal this up in a way that they're not going to be able to get out. So you, baby girl, come on. All right. Oops. Come on. You out of there. Ah! And you out of there. There we go. Nope. There. Yes. Okay. All right. So theoretically, I have now installed 2 packages of bees. And we're going to put this down over here. And grab stuff. And okay. This is exciting. So I will come back in a little while, tomorrow probably, and I'll remove the package boxes and the outside sugar water, and we'll go from there. I'm going to set this just like that for the moment. All right. Jeez, I can't believe I did this. Thank you for coming out and helping. That lined up. All right, so I've got entrance reducers down here. So the big wide one is on. I could put the small one on there, but I want them to go in, and you know, and I want them to have a fighting chance to garden the hive, which is why we have the small one, or sorry, the medium one open there. All right. Well, I could pull up a chair and watch this the rest of the day, but I'm guessing our audience here on the video, the excitement is over. Here, point back at me for a minute. Yeah, so the excitement part of this is over, but nobody got stung yet. And the bees, looks like there's been minimal damage to the bees. There's still quite a few confused ones in the package themselves, but they're right in front of their hives. The queens are in there. They've got lots and lots of food in there, and I think we're set up and ready to go. Cool. So more on our newbie beekeeping installation later. At the moment, we're going to sign off, and I'll post this, and all of you can tell me what mistakes I made. I'm sure I made lots of them. So anyways, thank you much.